When they arrive, the moment they arrive, Augustine picks them up, the driver. He picks up them from the airport. And while they are on the way from the airport to the hotel, the driver calls me, and then I speak with the client first while she's on the way to the hotel. So I welcome her, tell her welcome to Malaysia, and then I'll tell her what time I'm picking her up, what to bring to the hospital, her passport, her mode of payment, all that I inform her. I try to be as brief as possible because they have just arrived after so many hours of sleep. They won't be able to think, and they just want to get to the hotel and just sleep and rest, and next day start all afresh. So I tell them as briefly as possible. I tell them, go and have a good sleep, and I'll see you in the morning, and I'll furnish you then. So when I see her in the morning, first thing, make sure that she's got whatever documents she has to bring to the hospital for the pre-consult, her medications, everything, and then see the doctor. While in the car, while waiting for the doctor, I try to then get as much information from her. And then I take her to see Dr. Jalil or Dr. Nasir. After consultation, then we will again see to the payment. If she has done TT, if she's prepaid already and there's any extra, we pay extra. If there is any refund, she let know the finance department, and they will do the refund much later. And then I'll take her for garments. If she has breast to do or the body to do, I have to get the garment, take her to the ward, introduce to the nurses, show her tomorrow morning you're coming here, make her feel a bit, show her the room and everything, get the nurses to say hi to her. Then I send her back. If she wants me to stop at the supermarket, I stop at the supermarket or change money or whatever, and then send her back. Next morning, then she has to fast 6 hours before the surgery. And next morning, I take her to the hospital, get her admitted, stay there for a while until Dr. Jalil or the anesthetist come and seen her. So when she gets admitted, all the procedures are done by the staff, ECG, blood test and everything. Only then after that, the anesthetist comes and assesses her, talks to her, tells her what is to be done, and nebulizer or a chest physio, everything is done. Then finally, Dr. Jalil or Dr. Nasir will come, do the mapping, the body mapping for the body, and the markings and everything. Consent forms, very importantly, are signed by the anesthetist, by the doctor. Finally, it's mine, GG, consent forms. And then before she goes for the surgery, the medication is given, the sedation. That is the last part of the procedure. And then she rests for about half an hour, and then she's switched straight to theater.
Yep.
And then she lasts for 4 or 5 hours, and I keep calling the ward until she's back to the ward. Where is she back? Is she all right? Then they will say, not yet, Kumari, another an hour, another 2 hours. So when finally she comes to the ward, the nurses will call and tell me, Kumari so-and-so is back. She's fine, she's stable, she's sleeping. Then if I have to inform her family, I inform her family. If she doesn't want, I just leave it. And the next day I visit her to the hospital. Two, 3 days later, if she gets discharged with all the medications and instructions, I send her back to the hospital, to the hotel, and then I start visiting her there and check on her wounds. Everything is fine, whether she's put on the antibiotic cream and if she's any problems. And in the evening, sometimes I just call to find out if she's fine, if everything's okay. On and off, I'll call and find out if they're fine. Then when it comes to post-consult, 4 or 5 days later, I pick her up, send her to hospital. Then Dr. Jalil will look at her and say, she's doing fine progressively. Is there any fluid, anything happening? So it just goes on till the last day of her stay here. Yeah. And the final post-consult, Dr. Jalil or Dr. Nasir will give them letters, referral letters to their doctor in case when they get back to New Zealand or Australia, they need to see their doctor. And another important letter will be for the airlines. If they've done a facelift, they're going to look different. They'll have bruises here and here, here and here, and they'll be swollen sometimes. So they will look different, and immigration can stop them. You look different from the passport. Why? Because I think where medicine is concerned now, we are much, much better than like Phuket or Thailand or Indonesia. We are much better. Our hospitals are very well equipped now, very well equipped, and we have the latest devices, and we have the experts now, like Dr. Jalan Nasir are experts 30 years in cosmetic surgeries, and we have all that specialized people in the hospital, and we have the nurses who are all well trained, you know, and we speak the lingo, and we are able to explain, and the recovery is better here, I think. I think the recovery part of the patient is much, much better, and they are very happy with our services and all. Plus the holiday, and we have good weather, hot and cold. It is not cold; it is just hot and warm weather, and shopping is nice, and everything is nice. And I think we are quite warm and friendly, and we really all out. When a client comes, we give our best to them, and I think we have the empathy and the sympathy on them. We really take care. Whatever procedure the doctors, to tell you truthfully, they are also trained from the same place where the same doctors are. Like in New Zealand, they were trained in Melbourne, they were trained in Australia. The same procedure, the same technique, the same aseptic technique. OT is absolutely great with all these gadgets they have. So why not? Why not come here and do it? Because we have the expertise here, and it is so much cheaper. Your dreams come true here.